Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 10 of Rustic Waters. As we get started today, let's put our levels away so that I don't lose them. By right-clicking, you can store them in a Tome of Knowledge, and I guess this one's full. So let's make another. They're pretty easy to make. Yeah, just some books, some lapis, and a couple emeralds. They don't hold a terrible amount of EXP, but I mean it's both a good way to store your EXP to make sure you don't lose it all when you die, and you need this essence of knowledge to do some crafting, like to repair items in the energetic infuser. All right, so with that taken care of, let's move on to today's task. I would like to get started with farming. So there's a whole bunch of farming quests here. I'm not even quite sure where to start. I think we start up here, but it's telling us that farming must happen at Y level 250 plus. So we're gonna have to build a platform way up at the water's surface, and we'll probably want to extend our viaducts to get up there. All right, this first bunch of quests just walks us through setting up like a vanilla crop farm. I'm not interested in that. I want to get into the agricraft stuff because that's how you get the efficient farms. So a couple useful quest rewards in there, some various types of seeds, but besides that, it was mostly just a crafting exercise. We'll still need some of this stuff, so I guess I'll keep it on me, but it also has us make these open block sprinklers, but I think in this pack there's another type of sprinkler that's much better, the cyclic sprinkler, which is basically the same crafting recipe. It just it's just better. It they stack, but they just have much more growth acceleration. Anyways, let's continue down this part of the quest line and see. I want to get to agricraft as a point. Packed ice and glowstone. Here's an interesting quest. So it says that agricraft tools and irrigation systems require special wood only available from Gladicus. And I guess if we build this capsule, it'll give us a portal there. I was kind of wondering why the previous quest here was like get 25 packed ice and a piece of glowstone. It's like, oh, okay, but what's it for? Well, now I know. This is in the chemist table with a bunch of purified water. It's a block of gold, not a block of gold. Glowstone. I've been bamboozled. Bamboozled, I say. Alright, anyways. That should do it. And it doesn't take all 25. Oh no, I made extra. Alright, so I think I can place this anywhere. I'm gonna place it down here with our other capsule thingies. And I suspect it's a portal to somewhere. What does that quest give us anyways? Anything useful? 20 bucks. So I have no clue what this place is like, but I guess we'll find out. Activate. Oh. Wait, when I activate it, oh, it shows a preview. Cool. How can I place it? Doing something? Hey, there we go. That definitely did not form correctly. Oh, I see. This is the shape it's in. Alright, I'm gonna do that again, except this time above water, apparently. Alright, let's try that again. This time we'll put it above the surface. It still doesn't light. Do I have to light the portal with something? Let me read the quest again. Of course, the next quest tells me, break the glowstone block to activate it. Gotcha. And go. Oh, cool. Wow, that's a pretty neat looking portal. Anyways, I don't know what type of terrain will be there, so I'll bring my jetpack with me just in case. And besides that, I'll probably just put everything else away. Alright, here goes nothing. If it doesn't work out, I'll just hearth back and, grab the equipment I do need. Because I don't know if it'll be like hot or cold. It's freezing here. It seems to suggest it's cold. We also seem to have very low gravity. Alright, anyways, let's grab the quest. And what am I doing here? I want some soil, some sticks, and I don't need turrets. Okay. So this dimension has 3 layers, I guess. And we're supposed to dig down to get to the next layer. So I'll wear my jetpack for this because when digging... Ooh, hello. That's cold. Alright, don't land in the water. I guess I need to find somewhere where there isn't water to dig down. Some ways down, the stone turned to grass, to dirt. This is slightly backwards from normal, but this is the dirt that I need, so I gotta collect some of that, and I think it's back to stone again. But eventually I'll hit the second layer, which is where the trees supposedly are. So, looking for the trees. And here we are, the next layer. There are a lot of hostile mobs here, so I'm gonna try to not die, but I think I can just collect this tree. Oh, come on, does it not vein mine? That sucks. Do the smaller ones vein mine? You cut the bottom, yeah, okay. So I guess only the single block trees vein mine. I'll collect those. Anyways, the leaves don't decay either. Gosh darn it. Life is so difficult. Are these saplings? No, they're not. Alright, there we go. These are the saplings from these trees. Although apparently they can't be, like, you can't grow them and easily you need, like, you can't just throw them into a, into a bonsai pot and have them grow. Anyways, I'll just harvest till my axe is broken. Do I mind breaking this axe? Yeah, not at all. And that should give me enough trees. Sometimes I've realized that it can chop the big trees, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is. But even when it chops a big tree, it doesn't seem to give me all of its wood. Maybe it does. I can't even tell. Right? Like that was... No, that was the entire tree's wood. Alright, anyways. I guess I might just be missing some of it. Anyways, that's the wood, and now I need to get some dirt. Unfortunately, in my infinite wisdom, I didn't bring a shovel with me, so... I will be collecting 128 dirt by punching it one block at a time. Lucky me. Alright, I punched my dirt. Time to head back. I hope I don't have to come back here soon because the only way to get from this dimension back home is by Hearthstone, which has a 30-minute cooldown. The reason we needed all that underground wood was to make underground sticks, to make crop sticks. And I'm just going to probably turn all of these into crop sticks for now, because I have a feeling we're going to need a lot of them. Thankfully, we get a lot per batch, so I'm just going to go through a lot of tools here. Alright, that's probably enough. Yeah, I have one more stack's worth. Cool, that'll do. So the next quest has us making the journal. I'm not quite sure why we need the journal. I think like if you don't play with JEI, the journal can tell you about like mutations and stuff, and you can keep track of them. But I'm pretty sure JEI tells us mutations. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I'll read the quest. Well, if anything, this quest tells us that weeds are enabled in this pack, so you do have to keep an eye out for that while doing mutations. That combined with the mod list likely means that we won't be able to fully automate the mutation of crops, which isn't a big deal because without mystical agriculture in the pack, we don't have to level a lot of crops up to 10, 10, 10. Trying to do mystical agriculture without automated seed breeding and stuff, it's a pain. But because we only need to do a couple types of seeds, I think I'll survive. Alright, so moving on, we need the seed analyzer. Alright. At this point, we could go build our farm and get started. We have everything that we need. However, the next quest asks for a watering can, and there's a bunch of tiers, but we may as well go, make the best watering can we can. That'll help us spend less time doing crop mutations. So at this point, we've gathered all the supplies for our farm. I'm just going to start with vanilla wheat seeds because the quest asks for wheat. And I'm just going to finish up a bunch of viaducts. So my plan is just to throw some creosote there, throw these, oopsies, into there, and then do this until it's all, all the ducks have been treated. Looks like I need a bit more creosote. So by my count, this should be just enough viaducts to reach the surface, accounting for this little leg I have to do. And once we have this duct system set up, it'll make getting up and down much faster because it's the top of the water's like almost 200 blocks up, but you travel pretty quickly in viaducts. We get a decent top view of our base from here too. Not that there's anything to see from a top view. All right, I'll cut to when I'm at the surface. My last viaduct puts us exactly on the surface. What perfect calculation. Anyways, let's set this as an entrance. We'll name this surface. And now we can travel back to our base relatively quickly. It'll probably still take a good like 15-ish seconds to traverse it. So I guess while building our farm, we still want to traverse this as little as possible, but it sure beats having to swim up and down every time. Apparently it's really cold here at the surface. I'm suffering from hypothermia. So even with my warm gear, it's not warm enough. I guess I can go grab like a heat lamp or something to, add a little bit more warmth. To stay warm above water, I'm going to both bring a heat lamp, which I expect emits heat, and I put a few more liners on my gear. I guess there's a different number for the maximum on each piece. Like the helmet won't take a third one, and the boots won't even take a second one. But in any event, this should provide a bit more warmth. And if that's not enough, I can try to come up with something else. But let's head back up to the surface and keep building. It seems just having the more warm liners is enough to keep me warm here at the surface. So I don't need to use the heat lamp after all. Cool. Anyways, I'm gonna build here exactly. I think it's actually, is this high enough? 250. Let me plant plants here. Let's test this before I commit to it, in case I have to raise everything one more layer. Did I not bring a hoe? Whoopsies. All right, just to be sure that we can actually plant plants here. Looks like we can. Cool. I'll even put the seed in it to be 100% sure. And can grow. All right, cool. Then yeah, I'll build. The way I'm thinking about building this farm out is I'll have this chunk here be entirely dedicated to actually like productive farming. Right, that is the goal of this area, is to like yield crops. And I'll dedicate another chunk somewhere to leveling seeds. That way I can stack a bunch of boosters and not have like I expect this part of the farm will have item entities flying around everywhere because the like mechanical harvesters or the mechanical users that will use as harvesters drop them as item entities. And I don't want to have to deal with a bunch of floating item entities while I'm doing all this stuff. All right, cool. So I'll leave this bit alone. I'll set up the crop breeding part first, I think, because that's what I need first. This is a setup I'm planning on using to manually breed crops. These sprinklers, when you place them, make sure you shift right-click them once to turn particle splashes off. That'll just help you preserve your frame rate. So before I actually start farming, though, I want to talk about why I want to do this. Mostly it's to improve our currency generation. So right now our currency mostly comes from these loot bags, which is great and all, but the farm basically only works while I'm offline. Or sorry, while I'm online and standing in the base. Instead, though, if we can switch our currency generation over to the merchant shipper, we can sell crate of farm goods for 10 gil. However, this is actually made of a lot of crops. So let's see, for one crate, for one large crate, it's 15 small crates, which is 15 assorted farm goods. So that's 15 squared, 225, if my basic math is right. And you need 225 assorted farm goods, and each one is basically 9, it's compressed produce, or spider eyes, or apples. But basically, any 9 crops is assorted farm goods. So we're talking like basically 2,000 crops we can sell for $10. So we're going to need a very large, fast, and extensive farm to really make this a worthwhile endeavor, but that's what that area is going to be. All right, so I've it's been a long time since I've actually done AgriCraft with weeds. So first of all, let me see how fast this grows. Cannot grow at the current light level because it's nighttime. Let's try that again with a piece of glowstone providing light. All right, so it does grow pretty quickly. First of all, let's grab some wheat to complete the quest. I won't turn it in yet, I guess, because I don't want to clutter my inventory any more than it's already cluttered. But all right, so once that's grown, you know what? Let me put some stuff away just so I have some inventory space. I have some chests in here. That's good. Always carry chests around. I think this is how I'm going to grow my crops, or at least level them up. Starting, you plant the crop in the middle, you place 4 sets of crop sticks around it, and it should spread into those. Instead of placing these, you can also use clippers. I think I put my clippers away. But yeah, use clippers to get samples from the center one and then plant them on the sides manually. Anyways, once they spread to all 4, you break the center one, place double crop sticks there, and start watering it. Unfortunately, even with these sprinklers, they're not the strongest growth booster. Like they're no imaginary time block. So sometimes it can take a good 15, 20, 30 seconds for the crop to spread. Once it spreads though, you break the 4 on the side again, place 4 single sticks, let the crop spread, and repeat the process. From time to time you can... What does that even mean? Nope, that's not what I wanted. I was hoping that this would tell me the magnifying glass would tell me the level of the plant, like the stats on it, without having to break it. But apparently it doesn't do that. It tells me nothing that I can't see in the tooltip. Oh well. Let's see. I forgot what step I was on. It was this one, right? So I break the center one, place double sticks. What I could do is I could add a few more sprinklers to speed this up even further. I'm gonna actually go look up what the actual range of a cyclic sprinkler is. Also, while I mentioned earlier that I think or that I thought that weeds were enabled, I haven't had a single weed pop up yet. So maybe they're not enabled, and the quest book just debated me. Right? I swear one of these quests mentioned weeds. Yeah, here we are. This keeping track quest are prone to being destroyed by weeds, but in my experience so far, I haven't gotten any. So we'll see if that changes. I mean, I've only grown these a few cycles, but normally when weeds are enabled, if you stack growth acceleration, weeds take over almost immediately. So I'm leaning towards them actually being disabled. I could just check the configs, but I'm too lazy. I've just cranked up the number of sprinklers even further. Let's see, how many are there? I started with 32 and I have 0 left. So I guess all 32 are here. With 32 sprinklers, this process is usually pretty quick. He says as it's pretty slow. The last couple cycles, it usually grew over in 5 to 10 seconds. In fact, most of the time I didn't even have enough time to pull out the watering can and start watering it. But it seems talking about it has now cursed it. Come on, any day now. Whenever you feel like spreading. Anyways, this is still a little slow for my taste, but end of the day, we only have to do this for a handful of crops, so I'll suck it up and just, keep going. These wheat seeds are actually probably getting reasonably close to 10-10-10 at this point. When they start stacking with the previous cycle seeds, that's when you know that they've reached full growth. All right, here we go. These seeds stacked with the previous cycle, so I suspect they're done. It's conceivable that they're not and they just happen to not gain any stats. But yeah, there you go. Perfect 10-10-10 seeds. So I'll store those there. All the intermediate seeds I'll throw out because they're useless. Alright, and I'll stash the wheat for now, I guess. So anyways, I don't even know why I did wheat seeds. I don't need wheat in huge quantities. At least not yet. But if my goal is to produce farm goods, here, I want to grow the crop that has the most yield per plant. I'm kind of curious what that is. Maybe I'll look it up. Maybe these are all Pam's foods, right? I'll see if there's a documentation on its wiki about which crop has the most number of drops per crop. So I took a look at the configs, I gave in and went digging through text files. And it turns out basically all of the agricraft seeds have the same yield. So really we can pick whichever one we want. Also, if we don't happen to have the seed yet, we can just buy it, although you have to find it in the list to do so. Anyways, the problem, I'm going to call it a problem, is that the pack wants me to mutate, or not mutate. The mutation's easy because I can buy the seed. But it wants, for the quest here, it wants me to get one of each of these types of seeds. And how many are there? Let's see, there's 10 in the top and bottom plus. So it wants me to do 20 seed growths. And I honestly can't be bothered. Also, apparently, I'm hot. I guess with all the padding in my armor, it's now too hot in my base. So, whoops. Anyways, I'll deal with that later. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But for now, I'm just going to pick the first of these seeds and grow it, get it to 10, 10, 10 to start making assorted farm goods out of. All right, so that's Blackberry. We don't have it, so I need an emerald to buy it with. And I need to find it in this list. There we go. Buy one. I wish this list would at least be like sorted or something. It's like, what do you have to lose by sorting the list? Alas. Maybe it's sorted by item ID? No, it's not even sorted by that. So I don't know what it's sorted by. In any event, here's our Blackberry Seed. I think these seeds actually have to be grown on enchanted soil too. So let's make some of this. Yeah. Crafted some enchanted dirt. This again is the dirt that all the agricraft seeds have to grow on. And while I'm here, we may as well grab our last hub expansion key and expand our hub one last time. Cool. Bit crowded to get in here, but I can probably take down most of the systems over here. And here we go. Now if I want to expand any further, I have to do actual building. And you know me and building, hand in hand. Yep, totally. Alright, time to grow and mutate the whatever seed this was. Blackberry? Something berry? It's boring as heck, so I'm gonna spare you the details and I'll see you when it's done. In total, I'd say it took maybe a little over 5 minutes, somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes to level that seed up, which isn't too bad. This means that if I want to do that times 20, however, we're looking at a couple hours of time. And it's not that, like, if I actually needed these seeds, I wouldn't really mind. But I think all we really want is actually the quest reward for this quest. In fact, I'm going to check that real quick. All right, so I put our quest book into edit mode so I can see the reward here. Yeah, I need one of these seeds. Let's see. Infinity or Omega? We can breed Infinity seeds, but there's no way to breed Omega Flare seeds because you need Omega Flare seeds to make Omega Flare seeds. So given that, the only way to get these is through completing, all of these quests. And I just can't be bothered breeding a bunch of seeds for just one thing. But whatever, this is like a pretty late game problem. So maybe by then there'll be a better solution. And if not, maybe I'll just cheat in the seed. Who knows? Anyways, now that we have our 10, 10, 10 blackberries, let's throw all the junk out and we can build our proper farm now. Alright, so I divided this part of the farm up into 4 quadrants, put down 1 billion sprinklers. These, I ended up making way too many, but these sprinklers suck to craft because the buckets don't stack. Like, come on, why don't aluminum buckets stack? They're just like normal buckets. But anyways, now they're made. So my plan is I will plant this here and just let it duplicate itself across the entire plot, which it should be able to do reasonably quickly. Once it's duplicated, then I'll set up a mechanical user to harvest them. These automated users, here, let me just show you, have a different size that they can interact with. So I think if I just set it to a large size and give it like a hoe or something, it should be able to harvest it all at once. At least that's my hope. I might have to tinker with some settings to figure out exactly how to make it work as planned, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Alright, this farm is basically everything I hoped it'd be. So this autonomous user, when I turn it on, do I have a lever on me? Kind of noob doesn't carry a lever on him, right? Alright, I'll just change the mode here. When it turns on, it every tick it harvests one of, it tries to use one of the plants, and it's basically like the plants only spend a few ticks at full growth, so it's not quite as good as the Botania Drum of the Wild Farm, but it is still pretty darn good. Anyways, if I leave it on, it'll disconnect me from the server pretty soon as it overflows the world with item entities. So in just those couple seconds though, as you can see as I run around here, my inventory is filled with blackberries, which is awesome, I guess. But the challenge is now we need some method to collect them, turn them into assorted farm goods, and then turn those further. So we have to compact them and then compact them again. So yeah, I need to come up with a plan to, I guess, first of all, I need to somehow run power up here to power a couple compactors, and I need something that can auto-craft very quickly into assorted farm goods. Remember last episode when we went to the nether for wither dust and we went to the end to get shulker pearls? Well, putting it all together, we now have pearled ender hoppers. So my plan is to use those to grab items and put them into a drawer system. Let's see, I'll put everything underneath, I think, just for ease of building. Basically, under the water here, I can basically build wherever I like, right? Which is pretty convenient. All right, so I want you here. I want to leave room one space above in case any plants need like a block under the soil, because some plants do. And then the next spot is for the ender hopper itself. All right, and then so that should automatically collect items and put them into the drawers. Let's grab some drawers. And let's see. I'll just put a that's not which way I want you to face. We'll just, for now anyways, use a single drawer. And this drawer will have berries in it. One slight problem with the way I built this, it's actually a pain to get back onto the farm from the water, because if you try to jump up where there's sprinklers, you start suffocating. Anyways, give me a berry. We got 10 berries from one harvest. That's really good. Alright, so put that there. Now, when I turn the farm on, it should have brought a lever with me. But yeah, now the items all get picked up into the drawers. However, the drawer can only hold so many items, right? So pretty soon it'll fill up. So before it fills up, let's turn it off until we have the rest of the infrastructure set up. So I don't know which autocrafter is fast in this pack. In fact, I have no clue how fast the cyclic one is. It appears to need power, unfortunately. All right, let's before we do anything else, let's run power up here. Good news is the cyclic mod has its own wireless power transfer, and we can buy their nodes from vendors. So let's head back to our base, and I'll just buy some of the energy transfer nodes from the vendors. So looking at these, the wireless energy transfer nodes cost a whopping 500 gil or 2,000 gil each, and we need 2 of them. And then we need a GPS tool thingy, GPS marker, so another $100 to make it work. Instead of spending that much money right now, because I'm, not rich yet, I'll be rich soon. But why don't we just use an ender chest to send items down to here, and then we'll process the items here. So I just need a pair of ender chests instead. All right, a pair of linked ender chests. I think I'm doing blueberries, right? Which is why I went with the blue colored dye on them. I guess I hope I'm doing blueberries. It'd be pretty awkward if I didn't, you have to match the color of your ender chest to the thing they're transporting. All right, so let's see how fast the autocrafter is. That's pretty fast. I think we can work with this. Yeah, that'll be fast enough to keep up. Alright, so now I just need to feed items from the ender chest into the auto crafter. Again, the fastest way to transport items in almost all packs is item translocators. So we'll use those. There. If I put it here, I can't see it. Hold on. There you go. So item translocators, once you give them glowstone, transfer a stack of items at a time. So the limitation is how quickly you can actually or the limitation becomes how quickly this crafter crafts. And it crafts very quickly. For some reason, it's leaving the last item. Oh, I see why. Because this only uses 63 items out of the stack whenever it crafts. I should take a couple of the liners off my gear so I don't have to take my pants off whenever I come inside. Anyways, then I just have to compress these. I think it's 2 times, right? Yeah, once into crate of farm goods, once again into crate of large farm goods, and maybe I even want to siphon some off to make whatchamacallit. Let's see. I noticed there's another use for these. They can be melted into EXP. Although 5 EXP each, or 5 millibuckets of EXP each is a pretty awful deal, isn't it? I'll deal with this later if we need to. Let me go craft a couple compactors then. Alright, so this has to feed into a compactor, which feeds into another one. And the first compactor, at the very least, will need the upgrade. And where did I put my... There we go. One compactor turns, compacts it once, again, and the final product gets stored in a drawer here. Crate of large crate of farm goods. And all that's left is we have to build this merchant shipper. Doesn't look too bad. And we can turn it into cash. But first, let's go turn on the farm upstairs and see if this system can keep up with it. To speed things up a little bit too, I'm going to use, 2 collectors. Basically, each one, only targets a random block every tick. So this should result in less crops staying in their full-grown state. And remember, this is only 1/4 of the farm. Technically, there's nothing keeping me from expanding it to take up all 4 of these quadrants here. So you can see items are flowing into here. Let's head back to our base and see if our processing can keep up. Get there. And the answer seems to be it cannot. This compactor is not fast enough. Ooh, and I'm lagging. Without augments, it doesn't seem to be fast enough because we're backing up assorted farm goods here. Also, this compactor might need at least 1 upgrade, so let's go apply those. Thermal expansion speed upgrades are expensive. At 400 bucks each, and no crafting recipe, we just have to buy them from the dude. Oh well. I guess think of it as an investment to make more money, right? Because once this system's up and running, it'll basically print money for us. Alright, so I put a lower tier upgrade into this compactor just because that's what I had around. And I'll put these augments in here. With these augments, I expect this machine will definitely be fast enough. But it's a question of then will the second compactor be able to keep up? But since this, this compactor does 1/15 the total amount of work as the previous one, I suspect it'll be fine. Anyways, I'm going to let this run for a minute and see if we can get into a steady state. And there we go. We've gotten through our backlog. So this is crafting everything as it comes in. There's no backlog here. There's no backlog here. And this has pretty good uptime. So it's conceivable I can pull one of these. Yeah, it looks like I can pull one of the upgrades, which is good. So right now it uses 300 RF a tick while it's running, and it has 80-ish% uptime. This one uses 100 RF a tick while it's running. It has much lower than, it basically has probably 10% uptime. But that means together these two are using about 300 RF a tick, which is slightly problematic because our generator right now only produces 256. So we either need a second one or we need to upgrade it to run off ethanol or something. But we're close enough that I think our buffer here will last a fair amount of time before that actually runs out. Anyways, the last step then is to ship these off, through the merchant shipper. But I think we're out of time for today. So we'll come back next episode and start with the merchant shipper and start turning our farm goods into good old cash. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.